Hello everyone, welcome to the 9th lecture of this crash course for your PMP certification exam. So if you are into project management and you are planning to write the PMP certification exam over the next few months, this free course on YouTube will equip you with all the basic details that you need to know about the PMP certification exam. So this is a series of 14 lectures and you can view all the 14 lectures of this crash course through the link here or through the link in the description section of this video. So make sure you do not miss any of these lectures of this free course on YouTube. I am Ray, a PMP certified project manager, and I have helped thousands of PMP aspirants like you to prepare for the PMP exam efficiently and pass it on their very first attempt. You can refer to my reviews on Udemy or the mentions on my LinkedIn profile. Now please note that this course is an abridged version of my full 35-hour training course on PMP exam that is available on Udemy. So if you like this mini version, please make sure you check out the entire course that is available on Udemy. The link will be in the description section of this video as well. So this is the 9th lesson out of the 14 lessons in this course, and in this lecture we'll be talking in detail about the official syllabus of the PMP exam, which is the PMP Examination Content Outline or the PMP ECO. Okay, so let's get the discussion started. In this lesson, guys, we will go a bit deeper and understand the details of the PMP Examination Content Outline. Right, so we talked this already, guys, that the syllabus of the PMP exam is not PMBOK or any other textbook, but the PMP ECO. So you can see the link on the screen from which you can download the updated PMP exam ECO, guys. Okay, and you can find the same link in the resources section of this lesson. Now moving on, let's talk a bit about the details of the PMP ECO. Okay, as you see on screen on the table, the ECO is divided into 3 domains: the people domain, the process domain, and the business environment domain. Okay, and in terms of the percentage of questions that you will get on the test, okay, it's 42% for people, 50% for process, and 8% for environment. Okay, now for each of the domains, they are broken down into tasks, and each of the tasks, if you see from the PMP ECO, are broken down into enablers. So let's say for people's domain, this is task number 3, okay, which is to support team performance, and these are the enablers which you need to use to support team performance. Okay, so that's how you should read the PMP ECO. Now moving on, this is a quick refresher of the myth which we have already talked about, guys, that the PMP exam is not based on the PMBOK 7 or the PMBOK 6 or any other textbook. Okay, because the official syllabus of the PMP exam is the PMP ECO, and the PMP ECO draws references from PMBOK, from textbooks, and from the entire literature developed by PMI as the body of knowledge for project management. Okay, so please make sure you are clear about this, right? Now moving on, let me do a quick explanation when I say that, okay, the PMP ECO is drawing references from different items. Okay, so let's say task number 14 in the people's domain, which is to promote team performance through application of emotional intelligence. Okay, if you see, the PMBOKs and the Agile Practice Guide for this task has very minimal content. Okay, however, if you see, the PMI library and the external resources have a lot of content which talks about promoting team performance through application of emotional intelligence. So if you see the screenshot here, there is actually a paper written by PMI, which is a conference paper about using emotional intelligence to improve project performance. Okay, and for this topic, you need to do quite a bit of external reading as well. So summarizing, I hope you understand now that to cover all the topics of the PMP ECO, you need to refer to different books, different articles, different online resources, etc., etc. But as your instructor, I have made this task a lot easier for you guys, because in the upcoming modules, we will go through each of the domains, tasks, and enablers from the PMP ECO one by one, and I'll summarize the most important learning points from each of those items, so that at least when you are going through the topics of the PMP ECO, you know what to study and what not to study. Okay, right, so let's now look at the PMP ECO in a bit more detail, guys. Okay, now if you see, we talked about the 3 domains: the people, process, and the business environment. Okay, In terms of the number of tasks, the people has 14 tasks, process have 17 tasks, and the business environment has 4 tasks. Okay. Now, if you see for people, out of these 14 tasks, 50% of it is covered in the PMBOK and the Agile Practice Guide. Okay. But for the rest of the 50%, you need to do a lot of external reading as well. Okay. But if you see for process, about 80% of the topics are already covered in the PMBOK and Agile Practice Guide. Okay. And about 20% you still need to refer to external resources. Okay. And same for business environment, the split is 50-50. Okay, now if you want to do a bit of self-study as well in terms of the external resources, there are a few books available in the market, so you can check these books. If it seems convenient and reasonable for you, you can purchase any one of these books. So this is the PMP Exam Prep Simplified by Andrew Ramadal. This is the Rita Mulcahy 10th edition. Okay, so if you are purchasing Rita Mulcahy, guys, please make sure that you are purchasing the 10th edition because that is the updated one. This is Kim Heldsman book for PMP study guide. Okay, and these are some Agile and Scrum book. The first one is Effective Project Management by Robert Wysocki, and the second one is Essential Scrum by Kenneth Rubin. Okay, now it will be a good idea to purchase at least one of these books on top of this course so that at least you have something as cross-reference when you are going through this entire course. Okay, now coming to the 35 PDU courses, so these are also classified as the external resources. So you are going through my course, and there are some other instructors available on Udemy as well who provide 35 PDUs. So if you go through these 35 PDU courses, you will be able to cover a lot of this external material which the PMP ECO takes reference from. Okay, and apart from that, I would also encourage you to go to the PMI library and study the white papers and articles of the subjects which are mentioned in the ECO. So for example, if you need a better understanding of any one topic mentioned in the PMP ECO, you can go to the PMI library and read up about that topic a bit more so that your understanding gets better. Okay, and apart from that, I think the final external resource which you can cater to is Google Scholar. It is a vast repository of lot of good papers, articles, conference publications, etc., etc. So it is always a good idea to explore Google Scholar as well when you are doing your preparation holistically by keeping the PMP ECO as your reference. Okay, now moving on, let's talk about a second myth which PMP exam aspirants often have in their mind. Okay, which is that my friend or colleague did not get any questions on, let's say, a topic of MBTI personality indicators or any numericals on critical path method or earned value management, and hence I will not get it as well. Okay, so this is a blunder which is often made by a lot of PMP aspirants, that they take feedback from their peers and network in terms of what are the type of questions they are getting, and they plan their preparations accordingly. Now this is not a very smart thing to do, guys, and let me help you explain why. Now these are some of the screenshots taken from a social media group where PMP exam aspirants write about their exam experiences. Now if you see these areas, you will notice that there are students who are getting questions from these topics, okay, like MBTI or earned value management, etc., etc. So this is a telltale example, guys, that it is a very foolish idea to plan your preparation based on only feedback from students who have already taken the exam. Okay, so I would always recommend you to do not plan that way, and always keep the PMP ECO as your base reference whenever you are preparing for the PMP exam. Now whether you will get a question from a particular topic in the ECO is all based on probability, guys. Okay, and let me help you understand that why is that the case. Okay, now if you see here, guys, the PMP question repository for the PMP exam is more than like 1 lakh or 2 lakh questions. Okay, because PMI has built this repository over the years, and this is a massive set of questions from which PMI does a randomized sampling at the same difficulty level and selects each set of 180 questions from different exam aspirants. Okay, so let's say, for example, if Joan here is getting a set 1 of 180 questions, Salim here will be getting a set 2, Susan here will be getting a set 3, and Rahul here will be getting a set 4, right? So in summary, guys, all of these sets are a subset of this huge exam repository. Okay, now if you see that the question set which Joan will get may be totally different from the question set that Salim will get, and the question said that Susan will get. Okay. Now, based on that principle, guys, you really can't say that if Joan is getting a question on earned value management, Selim will also get a question on earned value management. Or let's say, for example, if Susan is getting an application oriented question from critical path method, I don't know that whether Rahul will get that question or not. Okay, because I hope you understand by now that this is all based on probability and chance. Okay. And hence, for this precise reason, guys, I do not recommend that you plan your exam preparation by taking feedback from students who have already appeared for the exam. Okay. So please go back to the Bible of the PMP exam, which is the PMP exam ECO, and you can never get wrong. Okay. I wish you all the best for your PMP exam preparation. Let me know in the comment section below if you are finding this course helpful for your PMP exam preparation. Okay. And now with that, let's move on to the next lecture.